Hey everybody, Jim Edwards here, and welcome back to another edition of the Sales Copywriting Content Marketing Hacks Podcast. I'm your host, along with my trusty podcast producer, partner in crime, and the last person ever to bail me out of prison, Stu Smith.
Hey, Happy New Year, Jim.
Happy New Year. Oh, we just dated the podcast. Now people know we did this in January.
Oh, damn.
It's
What
okay,
year?
Stu.
What year?
We took, oh, there you go. I think that the podcast has dates on it. Dang it. Oh, well. So, what are we talking about today? Okay, we're going to make this our first episode. It's our New Year's special. We're going to own it. We're going to own the New Year's thing.
Might as well.
Okay. Don't mention COVID or anything, because then they'll be able to figure out that we're doing this on January 6th of 2021.
Yeah, 21, man. We're in the roaring 20s, Jim. Roaring 20s.
Do you remember when you were a kid and you thought about how old you would be when the year 2000 came and it seemed so far away? You're like, I'll never be that old. Did you ever think that?
Yeah.
Well, tack 21 on top of I'm never going to be that old. And now you're real freaking old.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I was doing the math the other day and I was thinking, wow, we're closer to like 1960 going this way than we are going this way. Going forward than we are going backwards.
Nice.
2060, so that was a hard.
Did you think of this while you were on a run and were distracting yourself from the pain in some body part?
Yeah, it was swimming, actually. I was looking at a black line in the pool. I was like, huh. Swimming thoughts with Stu.
It's funny though, sometimes when you're doing something monotonous, that's when you actually have really cool ideas, because your body goes on autopilot and your brain becomes the observer and you just start thinking about stuff. I do that all the time.
I tell you one thing that's fun is when your brain does that and it comes up with a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the middle of your swim and you're like, screw it, I'm going to go work on this right now. And you just like get out of the pool because this is such a good idea. That's probably happened to me twice in my life, but it's
really only that many. Must have been a good idea.
There've been a couple.
It happens to me all the time when I'm working out. My workout journal doubles as a idea journal.
That's good.
So my workouts I get from you have all kinds of cool ideas all over them all the time.
Well, let's go with that thought, because, every time, it comes around to a new year, new you. I hate that one, but it's out there. Everybody uses the word resolution, but I prefer the word reset. And I say today during this podcast, we put on our Jeff Foxworthy hats and say this: you might need a reset if.
Okay.
Right? Instead of you might be a redneck if, right?
Okay.
You might need a reset in your business if.
Well, I can be like Jeff Foxworthy, like a country boy. You might need to reset if what? I don't know.
So we're asking everybody who's here with us live, you might need a reset if what? That'd be a good meme. It'd be a good way to increase engagement with people. Can I go first?
Sure.
Okay. You might need a reset if you feel like you're in a rut.
Sure.
Now, ruts can be good and they can be bad though. So make sure that you don't feel like you're in a rut just because you're doing the same thing and it's working. Because if you're doing something that's working, you're going to get bored of it long before the market, your customers, your subscribers are going to be they're going to be tired of it. So be real careful that you don't feel like you're in a rut, start doing things differently, and you end up screwing everything that's already working. Just saying.
Yeah, that's a good one. You might need a reset in your business if you're not coming up with any new ideas for daily feedback, daily social media posts, daily articles, daily blog posts, whatever.
There's a wizard for that.
There is a wizard for that. You should consider that. No, I'm serious. You should have something. If you look back at the last year and see how many posts you did in that year, were there weeks without a post? Were there weeks without an article or a blog post? That could be a good indicator that you need to engage your audience more.
Okay.
That's easy to do. Just go through your blog and just say, "Woo, man, I didn't do anything in March."
The second quarter.
Yeah.
Third quarter.
Yeah. So,
ooh, here's one that might be mean, but you might need a reset if you're blaming others or circumstances for your current condition in life.
oof.
You might need a reset if you're blaming COVID for everything that's going wrong in your life right now, because everybody's got this. Well, unless you're a politician, all the rules apply to all of us mere mortals. Everybody's playing the same game. So I heard somebody, a friend of mine who's pretty wise, and we are politically agnostic on all of our shows. That's the fastest way to lose your audience, is to talk about politics, or to talk about religion. So, and I got no problem with either one of those, but you just not a good thing to talk about unless you really want to, unless it's your business.
Or you go all in, like the My Pillow guy. He figures half the country is going to buy his pillow.
Right.
That is true. You go all in and be the My Pillow guy.
That is true. So, but that's the thing is, like I said on before Monday, I did a video and the title of it was "Stick a Fork in It." No, nobody. It's over. It's done. It is what it is. You can make excuses or you can make things happen, but you can't do both. So be a part of the solution and change in your life. So, interestingly enough, we're having a few things like you might need a reset if your family is surprised to see you.
Yeah, no kidding. You're working harder, not smarter.
Carlin says you might need a reset if you're not doing daily content, especially answering live Q&A live. Yeah, Q&A live is the easiest way to create content for anybody.
Yeah, that's a good one. Especially with this StreamYard device.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of lives with it. It works.
Somebody said best way I heard it said time to change the script, flip the script. Ooh, this is good. You might need a reset if you're still thinking 2020. That's good. Yeah, it's gone.
I like that.
Yeah, that's kind of like standing in the back of the boat and thinking that the boat's wake is what's driving the boat. It's not. What's driving the boat is the motor and the person at the steering wheel. And that wake has absolutely no impact on the direction of that boat. It is only an indication of where the boat was. So you got to get out of the back of the boat and get up the front of the boat, grab the steering wheel, and take control of your course. And you can't do that looking at the wake. Thought that was kind of a cool metaphor for that.
I like that one. That one will do.
So I think you might need a reset if you're unhappy with some aspect of your life consistently. Because if you are consistently unhappy with your weight, with your finances, with your relationship, with your environment, with the cleanliness of your room or your office or your closet or anything, if there's consistently something that is bugging you, you either need to change the way you are perceiving what's going on, or you need to change your procedure, your actions to change what the circumstances are. That's all you can do. But just sitting there being pissed off all the time is just going to get you more pissed off all the time.
Yeah.
Your turn, Stu. What you got?
Oh, you might need a reset if you have an old website that you're trying to update and you're trying to redirect all your old web pages to your new website.
You might need a reset on that thinking, and perhaps and all that is just a matter of just what I said, of perception and procedure. perhaps your perception of the procedure that you should go through needs a slight derivation. And when you talk to your buddy, he'll tell you what to do. Vincent said something good. This is a good one. Don't look back. You're not going that way. I like that. That's a good one. All right. So I'll do another one. You might need a reset if I was going to say if you're bored. If you're bored, then read a book or do something about it. It's like, remember when we were kids, Stu, and I'm sure your mom and dad, I met your dad, he's cool. I'm sure he told you the same thing. If you ever said to your parents, I'm bored, oh, you're bored? I have some things that you better find something to do or I'll find something for you to do. That was like the standard parent response back in the 70s, man.
Yeah. You knew not to say it.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. Never. I mean, like you said it once and it stuck with you. But you found a way to entertain yourself, to make something out of nothing. I mean, we went to the pool, we played baseball, we you ran to your friend's house and then you waited till the last minute when you knew you had to be home by 6 o'clock and you're like, well, I know I can run from here to there in like 6 minutes. So you come in heaving and, getting ready to puke because you just ran a 4-minute mile and didn't realize you'd done it because of the fear of a beating. It's if you want something different, do something different, think something different. It's just don't sit there stewing in your own juices. No offense. That's the biggest thing is that a lot of people sit around and wait for somebody else to solve it for them, and nobody's going to show up and solve your problems for you. You got to solve them yourself. And then once you've solved them, you cash in by teaching other people how you solved your problem.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Here's something too. If your goals are taking you in the wrong direction, you might need to reset some of your goals. For instance, I see it in my line of work where we have young men and women who came into wanting to be in the tactical professions with a good running background. Let's say they were cross-country runners, right? So they can outrun anybody because they can do a 5-minute mile and it's easy, right? But their goal is to run a 4:30 mile, right? So they're focusing on their running, which they don't need to do. But the elephant in the room is that pull-up bar over there and that big 50-pound rucksack that they got to put on their back that they're ignoring.
Yeah.
Right. Which that's going to hit them hard. So when your goals are taking you in the wrong direction, you need to focus on, the bigger picture of what your business is doing. For instance, if you're really good at something, you may be ignoring something that you're not so good at doing.
And for a lot of people, that's traffic. Yeah. Creative people are really good at creating webinars, writing content, creating content. And then they think that the world should just beat a path to their door because they made a great video or they wrote a good article, and they don't spend any time on traffic. But you, as a great example of that, last year you said, okay, I'm taking off my copywriting and I'm taking off my book writing hat, and I'm going to put on my copywriting hat and my traffic generation hat and focus on making sales. And you told me that you had one of your best years, if not your best year ever, for book sales by focusing on that.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And if I shouldn't be telling people that, but I think you already said that.
I mentioned it. Remember, I said I felt bad about saying I had the best year in business I've ever had when people are.
Never feel bad about.
I know we've had this discussion before, and you're right. Don't feel bad. But
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people listening. Listen to me. Never feel bad about being successful. Never feel bad about reaching your goals. Never feel bad about making money. Never apologize for doing your best and creating results. Don't ever do it, because people will make you feel bad about it. And anybody that makes you feel bad about stuff like that, they're gone. Get them out of your life. And okay, here's one. You might need a reset if there are people in your life that are holding you back.
Yeah.
Ooh, and that's a tough one. Because sometimes the people who hold you back are the people who actually love you and you love them. So that doesn't mean you jettison the people that you love and the people that love you back, but you may need to have some serious conversations with them and help them to see the light of where you're going and change circumstances so that they can't hold you back anymore.
That's true. That's very true.
You know,
and also be able to differentiate two different types of feedback. Like at the beginning of this show, Jim gave me some feedback on how I should update my website and not screw up some of my, long time placement on search engines, right? That wasn't a negative feedback to the point where I'm like, oh man, I'm pissed off, right? That was feedback of like, that's a good point. I have to readjust my reset and figure out another option to that.
So that isn't what pissed you off?
No, it did not piss me off. It just made me think. I was like, damn it, I thought I had a good reset.
What did piss you off?
It was more internally, not pissed off myself for thinking, or I should have thought about the SEO consequences of making those changes.
But that's a great point, that you might need a reset if you're pissed off, or you get pissed off about stuff, especially when it comes to your business or areas like sore spots in your life and your business, your relationships. Is there something that pisses you off all the time and you're thinking that it's somebody else's issue? A lot of times it's you, and you need to change your perception. You need to change how you're viewing what's going on in the world. And that's a tough thing, but it's a tough world right now, and it's about to get tougher. And so if you want to make it, and all these big dreams and goals and other stuff that you have, you better get real good at seeing feedback as feedback and not as a personal attack. That's something I struggled with for years. I mean, I couldn't take any criticism whatsoever. Now it's like, I invite it. Tell me what's wrong. Tell me what's not perfect. Tell me what needs to be better. Tell me. Because I reframed it in my mind as that this is the only way I'm going to get better. This is the only way I'm going to be able to make lasting changes that are going to really make a change quickly. So
yeah, I learned the same thing when I had editors come into my life, whether it was editors on websites or editors for books. To rewrite something, became like, oh, I don't write for you, I rewrite for you. You know what I mean? So it by reframing it that way, it really took the sting out of someone saying, no, you don't need to say this. This isn't good. You need to say something else. So,
yeah, absolutely. So, well, I think we're at the end of our time. What would be some final words that you would want to... Oh, I did want to share one other thing. And that is, this was another thing I talked about in the Chicken with Jim video yesterday. I said, opportunity often comes disguised as this.
That was a good one.
Thank you. Every once in a while, my caffeine level is just perfect. I'm lucid. Everything is perfect. And I come out with some cogent thoughts. Not always, but sometimes. And the thing is, opportunity usually comes disguised as a huge honking problem or a pain in the butt
that you have to solve.
And if you reframe that to, man, I get to solve this, and when I do, I bet you there's other people that would pay me for the solution I figured out. Seriously. And that's one of the most transformational resets I have ever made in my life, was reframing problems and all this stuff, just huge pain, into, Man, if it was easy, everybody'd be doing it. And if it was easy, we wouldn't be making the big bucks. So let me figure out how to make this easier and sell the solution.
Well, Jim, that's how I'm going to reframe my reset of 10 stretches a day, mastering 10 stretches a day and creating my cool down series. I'm exactly reframing it the same way you just mentioned.
What do you mean? Explain.
I just solved a problem and I have an answer to it, and maybe people will pay for that answer.
Oh, I know people will pay for that answer.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's gonna launch you in a whole new cool trajectory that's gonna bring everybody along in your slipstream.
Yep.
I think it's gonna be great. Okay, cool. Well, that's it for today, everybody. Happy New Year, and we will see you next time. Thank you, Stu. Great job today.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, sir.